first play we're going to look at, 2nd and 2, one of the Patriots' first offensive plays.
Few off the field things that we continue to monitor here. The status of wide receiver Kayshon Boutte in a contract year. Mike Giardi reported that the receiver is still available to trade on the All 32 podcast.
I checked with league sources today. Kayshon is still available for trade. Nothing that has happened thus far has changed anybody's mind in terms of would they be willing to part with him? Absolutely. And it's not, well, we would be willing to part from him, but only for a 2nd round pick. That's not happening. As I mentioned, we're talking late round draft pick. Maybe it could be a player swap. I don't know. Sort of, I don't want to use trash, but like we saw a trade years ago. Jacoby Brissett was going to get cut by the Patriots. Philip Dorsett was going to get cut by the Colts. They made that switch at the cut down day. Like, we don't want to have to wait through waivers and Dorsett doesn't get to us. We're going to cut Brissett. You guys have a quarterback problem. Boom, bingo, deal done. Again, a little different with a quarterback, but you sort of get the point. We've seen trades like that before where, hey, they're deep at edge and you're deep at wide receiver and you're going to cut this guy and you're going to cut that guy. So how about if we don't leave it to chance? We'll send you our guy, you send us their guy, and bingo, things are done.
And here's what Kayshon Boutte had to say about his future in New England.
I think my attitude, we all hear a lot of the stuff that's going on. I think my main focus was just I'm here till I ain't. So, I'm here today. My feet here today. If I'm somewhere else next week, the week after, that's kind of what it is, It's part of the business. But, taking every day by day, not thinking about what's next. It's a lot of chatter, whether it's online, in person. But I think when we step in the building, try not to let those distractions or let the noise distract you. I come on the field, I don't think about it. The whole time I'm at work, I don't think about it. Like I say, I'm just where my feet at.
Does that provide any extra motivation?
Yeah. Truth be told, I think if you was in the contract year, your reporting job, you kind of want that to be your best year. So whatever that look like for me, we'll look at all the options and see what the best position is.
So Taylor, Kayshon obviously having a really good start to camp here. Where do you kind of stand with his future here with the Patriots?
So I did say I thought it would be irresponsible to trade Kayshon Boutte, and that was really when the rapport between Drake May and A.J. Brown was really concerning, and you weren't really seeing much of anything from Romeo Doubs. Now look, it's been a few days since then, so I don't want to be snip-snap on this necessarily, but I have been consistent about if you're Kayshon Boutte, of course it makes more sense to not be in New England because you want to go somewhere where you might get more opportunities than he had last season, where in a similar situation in crowded wide receiver room, there were games where he's only getting maybe 2 catches in the entire contest. So I still think it makes sense for Kayshon Boutte to want to be on another team where he can maximize his value and get himself a big deal next season. And at least now that we're at the point where we're starting to see A.J. Brown and Drake May start to build some positive chemistry. Drake May even mentioned today that he and A.J. have watched some of A.J.'s old tape to see what routes A.J. Brown likes and how he wants to run them. So if you do see that to continue to develop, Romeo Doubs even had a really impressive touchdown catch today from Drake May. I believe it was actually over Christian Gonzalez. So if you see those guys continue to see like they're looking more comfortable in the offense, that makes me feel a little better about it. Now, you're hoping that's going to happen at some point, but as that report grows, it makes more sense to move on from Kayshon Boutte. I just hated the idea when you're talking about 2 guys that are supposed to have prominent roles not really showing up while Drake May is going to Kayshon Boutte every single day for big plays. So it's not surprising. Kayshon should try to maximize his value and get that big deal. But as long as the supporting cast around Drake May isn't going to be hindered by getting rid of Kayshon Boutte, obviously I think it does make sense for both sides.
And we've seen some of those depth receivers come to life too the past few days. Kyle Williams making plays, Efton Chisholm making some plays. And we know the coaching staff likes those 2 young wide receivers, and they don't have many receivers signed past this year, right? Yeah. So you want to keep some of those young guys who are under control around as well.
A scorching hot sports summer, and you can make all of your picks right on Prize Picks. The WNBA and baseball are heating up. We got big tennis slams and big golf tournaments on the horizon, and there's no better place for all of your summer sports picks than on Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Specifically, the WNBA just coming out of their All-Star break this past weekend. Biggest stars in women's basketball are in the heat of their season, and there's no better place to run your game on the W than on Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. We have MVPs raising their game. Players like Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, their whole rookie class that's taken over. It's been a very exciting season in the W. Get in on the action right now on the Prize Picks app. All you got to do is download the app today and use code CLNS, and you get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app.